Hello people of the internet, it's Bean, and today I've got a little video, kind of tutorial video on how I make acrylic jewellery. Acrylic jewellery, so exciting! So I've been running my own shop, Dipstick, for just over a year, and one of the main things that I sell, and one of my favourite things to make, to be honest, is acrylic jewellery. Mostly acrylic earrings, but obviously you can make any charms into necklaces and other things. So I'm going to throw up some of my designs here so you can kind of get a feel for the type of things that I make and the type of things you could make, I guess. But honestly, acrylic is just such a good material and there's so much you can do with it that once you learn kind of the basics, maybe do some little simple designs, you can move on to there's so much you can do. I'm excited on your behalf. It's a wonderful world. The wonderful world of acrylic has opened its doors for you. So without further ado, I can show you how I make my drawings into files that can be cut. I use Illustrator. I don't know if there's another thing you can use. I've no idea. But yeah, I'll show you how I do that, kind of give you a rundown of Illustrator, and then I'll show you how I get it cut and who cuts it, because I don't have a laser cutting machine here. It doesn't fit, and also they cost thousands and thousands of pounds. So someone else does it for me. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Hope you enjoy. Bye. So the most important tool to learn how to use is the pen tool in Illustrator. This is basically how you draw anything. So it is something you just kind of want to play around with. Everything in Illustrator is pretty much made up of these paths. As you can see, you can just select it and you can resize it as you want. I'll also show you that with the pen tool you can click and hold it to make like more rounded shapes. Honestly, I don't really use that often, but I know a lot of people do. You kind of just make your own technique as you go along, but I'm just going to show you mine today. So this is just a PNG file of a drawing I did. I just drag and dropped it in pretty much. And I'm just going to go around this with the pen tool. This is quite a simple shape, which is really good to start with. You kind of want to start off with the really simple things, to be honest. So then I've just changed the fill because I don't want to fill. Pretty much all laser cutters work with a red line. So if you can try and get into a routine of that, then that's a really good idea. So I just use this anchor point tool to round everything off. This is just the way that I do it. I find this a lot easier. I also just decided that I don't like this because it doesn't look symmetrical at all. So I'm just deleting some of the paths with the selection tool, which is on the top left. And then just get rid of that last anchor. So I'm going to select it with the selection tool again and use this nifty reflection tool to kind of get it over there. Vertical and copy, and then it's the same either side then. So after reflecting, these two pieces are separate paths. So what we need to do is connect these two paths together to make one big boy path. Firstly, I'm going to just grab one of these sides. I'm going to click on it with the selection tool, and then I'm just going to stick the pen tool in between it and intersect a little anchor point, and then I can just click on the anchor and click delete, and then I can just see a bit more clearly where they're going to need to join up. So then I'm just going to click on one of the anchors, I'm going to go to the other one, click shift and click on that anchor, and then I'm going to right click and it will say join, and there, now it's a full shape. So there's my flower. You can see it's nice and symmetrical. So I'm going to bring it onto here. This is one that I made earlier, just so you don't have to sit and watch me draw literally everything. So I'm basically making a back piece that will just be the mint green, and then there's going to be another flower piece on top of that that has the circle for the face in, so that can stick to the back piece, so it has a back piece to kind of keep it all secure. It's kind of something you learn as you're making stuff, and obviously you can look at your own jewellery as well, understand how the acrylic pieces need to join together. So what I want to do here is just finish this little smiley face off, the smile. So what I can do is I can just pen it like that and then just curve it like I did with the flower, but this looks really like not symmetrical and a bit wonky. So what I usually do is get this circle tool and then just kind of play around with that and play with the anchors and drag it. And Illustrator is 90% playing with things until you get it right. But as you can see, that's a much more, much nicer smile. Get it a bit bigger so that it's not like on a wonky wonk. Just making it a little bit thicker on the sides. So you just want to bear in mind that nothing is too thin and small and that it won't break. So now I'm going to show you how I get those little cheek part, because obviously they're connected to the outer face, and I want these cheek parts to fit exactly into the main circle. So what I do here is I just get this line, I draw it over, so it's right over the edge of the circle, And then I'm just going to use the same tool as before. I'm just going to reflect it so that it's the same on either side. Not up there. There we go. So it's copied. And then we're going to use another tool, another new tool, which is Pathfinder, which there's so much you can do with this, but obviously I'm just going to show you the one that I use the most, which is divide. So you click on all your pieces, click divide, and then I will just ungroup it because it's all stuck together. And this is basically how you take a slice out of a shape. So now these will be my cheek pieces, slicing the cake. So they'll be in a pink acrylic. So they're like separate pieces. I think that looks pretty damn cute. Look at that. And you can kind of, it's good just to play around things, make sure they fit. So these are all my pieces together. So you want to get the size right. On the right hand side, you can see it says in millimeters how big the piece is by like width and height. So you want to play around with this and don't get it to be massive. Get it a nice size that you want. I'm just copying this hole. These heart studs I use on pretty much all my jewelry pieces. And then these holes are just perfect for the chain that I use. So that it is a lot to do with like practice, but once you get a shape you like, you can obviously just reuse shapes. So when you save your file, you want to call it the name of the acrylic that you're going to use and have your actual name in it as well. This is pretty much a piece that's all ready to go, ready to be cut. As you can see, you kind of want to get things like nice fitting together. And that little black line is an engrave. So if you put a black line, it will engrave things and then you can paint it with a paint or a Posca pen. So yeah, laser is pretty much where I get all my acrylic cut. They are amazing. They have this massive selection of different materials. And honestly, when I started doing acrylic, I had no idea what's going on and they helped me so dang much. You can also see how big the marble sheets are and the gloss sheets and everything, and then you can make your sheet to fit that. Obviously, you don't want to go bigger than that. You want to kind of make your artboard the same kind of size, if not smaller. Slice Laser is another really good brand for cutting acrylic. They have some absolutely gorgeous, I mean, look at these. These are absolutely stunning. The marble pieces, I've used them a couple of times and they're really, really nice and helpful and really, really quick as well. Obviously, you can see like on their Instagram, you can get inspiration for how different materials kind of affect a piece. Like this marble looks like fabric, which is so, so cool. I mean, there's so much you can do. So now you're going to notice my camera's going to be sliding and going its own little way. This is because I'm stupid and I didn't set it up right. But it does stop in a minute, I'm so sorry. So basically when you get your acrylic in the post, you want to just peel, well, this is what I do. I just unpeel the sides that I'm going to glue together for now. I use E600 glue, which is such a good glue for just jewellery making in general. It takes a little longer to set than like a super glue. It's like, I think it's like 48 hours or more, but it's really, really good. Once it sticks, it always sticks. And also the great thing about it is if it gets stuck on any of the other pieces, you can just like peel it off. It's not like stuck forever. It won't damage the acrylic. So it's really cool. You kind of want to sort out all your little pieces into like little boxes or something. As you can see, look how tiny those little eyes are. So I have a few different like boxes with different compartments. So I can kind of have it all organized by color or by the character, whichever. So there you can see, those are my little flower boys. You can see how the mint green connects now as well. So the one in the hole goes on top and those holes for the chain match up exactly. So for the studs, I do just use any old super glue. I just find this works the best for me, but obviously you want to try different glues and just see what you like the most. So I'll just have these like sterling silver studs and I'll do the same thing if it's clip-ons as well. These are a lot quicker to dry as well. And here it is, here they are all finished. I think they look pretty damn cute. So you can kind of see how all the pieces work together now. So everything that you draw, you kind of need to think of them as tiny separate pieces. Obviously the more you do, the bigger pieces you can make and the more advanced you can get, but I definitely do recommend starting off with simple pieces. So I really hope that video helped you. If you have any other extra tips or things you want to share, please put it in the comments down below. And if you have any questions, then I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not some sort of computer wizard though. I've kind of just picked things up as I've gone along, but obviously I'll do my dang best to answer it. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your evening, whatever time zone you're in. Remember to stay hydrated and get plenty of sleep. Love yourself always. Bye!